people think LinkedIn only works when you're active, posting more, commenting more, just being more visible. But that's not actually how LinkedIn works. LinkedIn works by making sure you're more findable, clear, and easy to say yes to. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about algorithms or posting every day. I'm going to show you how to set up your LinkedIn profile correctly, step by step. So if the right person lands on your profile, it actually does the job. And as we go through this, I'd encourage you to pause the video and follow along. Before we touch your profile, you need to understand how LinkedIn is actually used. It's not social media first, it's a search engine. Recruiters and hiring managers type very specific keywords into a search bar. They apply filters and then skim profiles quickly. So your profile isn't there to impress someone that's going to read every word. It's there to be understood fast by someone that's going to decide whether to click, scroll, or move on. And that's the mindset we'll use for every section. With that in mind, here's a simple test. Open your LinkedIn profile, scroll all the way to the top. If a stranger landed here, would they know what you do within the first 5 seconds? Not vaguely, not kind of, clearly. If the answer is no, that doesn't mean you're bad at LinkedIn. It just means your profile hasn't been designed with that use case in mind. So let's start fixing that from the top down. Firstly, your profile picture. It's not about looking impressive or professional. It's about being recognizable and trustworthy. Clear face, good lighting, neutral backgrounds, no sunglasses, no group photos, or no awkward crops. If someone can't instantly register who they're dealing with, trust drops before they've even read a single word. I know this is small, but it matters more than people like to admit. Now, let's look at your banner. This is probably one of the most wasted areas on LinkedIn. It's there to reinforce what you do, not decorate your profile. That could be your role, your industry, the types of problems you work on, or the space that you operate in. Think of it like a sign above your head. When someone lands on your profile, this should quietly confirm that yes, you're in the right place. Now, let's get to the most important part of your profile, the headline. This is what LinkedIn actually searches, and this is the first thing that people skim when they land on your profile. Your headline shouldn't just describe your job title, it should describe why someone should be looking for you. And as we go through this, I recommend editing along with me. Think of it in terms of what you do, your niche, your focus, and what are the keywords that someone would need to search to find someone just like you. If you're unsure of what those keywords are, look at the job descriptions for the roles that you want, and that will tell you the language that's being used. If you change nothing else on your profile today, changing this would still make a noticeable difference. Once someone clicks on your profile, the About section decides whether they'll stay. This is not a biography, it's not a life story, this is a positioning summary. In a short space, it should explain what you do, who you do it for, the problems you solve, and where you're heading to next. Pay particular attention to the first 2 lines because that's all people see before they click more. If people read those first 2 lines, would they understand your value? Next is your experience section, and this is where most profiles quietly lose opportunities. If your experience is just a list of responsibilities, that doesn't say anything meaningful. What builds credibility is context and outcomes. As you look at each role, think, where was I operating? What did I personally do? And what changed because I was there? You don't need to write essays. You just need one clear result per role, as this makes a massive difference. And this is actually a good opportunity to add supporting material. It could be documentation, project information, so people don't just have to take your word for it. If you want to strengthen that credibility further, use the featured section. This could be a CV, a short project summary, a case study, or simply a post that shows your way of thinking. The goal here is simple: reduce doubt. If someone clicked on this section, would they trust you? Now, let's tidy up skills. You don't need dozens, you just need the right ones. Reorder them so the most relevant ones appear first and make sure they align with the roles you actually want and not just the ones you've had historically. This helps both search visibility and first impression. At this point, your profile is doing the job. Now it's time to focus on reach. Most opportunities don't come from applications, they come from people. So be intentional about who you connect with. People that already do the job that you want, hiring managers in your space, and recruiters that genuinely specialize in the area that you work in. And when you connect, keep messages short and human. No essays, no pitching. You're not selling, you're surfacing. And this is where people overcomplicate. You don't need to post every day. Once a week is fine if it's useful. Share something that you've learned, maybe a problem that you've solved, or a mistake you won't repeat. Posting isn't about attention, it's about reminding the right people that you exist. If you're actively looking, make sure LinkedIn knows that. Set job alerts, follow companies that you would genuinely work for, and treat Easy Apply as a backup and not the plan. When you put all of this together, the goal is simple. Your profile should be easy to find, easy to understand, and easy to trust. LinkedIn doesn't reward noise, it rewards clarity. Fix the foundations and everything else works better after that.